Now it's time for the No BS Sports Zone podcast. What's going on, everyone? Robb Johnson here for the No BS Sports Zone. It's been about 2 years since I did this, but let's get to the first topic at hand. First topic is Cam Newton, his future. Cam Newton is a player out of Auburn who has played terrific throughout his career. You're talking about a guy with 29,041 yards passing, 182 touchdowns with only 108 interceptions. You're talking about a guy that's ran for nearly 5,000 yards in his career with 58 touchdowns. A lot of touchdowns that the Carolina Panthers can attribute to their wins in games that without Cam Newton they wouldn't have won. You can look at the Carolina Panthers and see that without Cam Newton in this last couple of years that they've struggled as a franchise. So it's going to be up to Matt Rule and how he brings his franchise back. Not only losing a Luke Kuechly, but in my opinion, losing an even bigger piece in Cam Newton. How do the Carolina Panthers come back from this? More importantly, what does Cam Newton do from here? In my honest opinion, I have some teams here where I believe Cam Newton should go to and he could have some success as a backup, or even if he gets to play, which is a very good possibility. You're talking about the Denver Broncos, the Washington Redskins, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Detroit Lions, and a surprise team, the San Francisco 49ers. With Jimmy Garoppolo struggling the way he does, why not bring in a Cam Newton? Why not put some pressure on Jimmy Garoppolo? Make him feel the heat of a former MVP who, if you put him in the backfield of that 49ers team, especially with that run game, it could be devastating to the NFC and whoever they would face in a Super Bowl. Next, we're going to do the top 5 NFL teams that I chose before the start of July. This list may surprise you some, but these are the teams I feel will make a Super Bowl run. It may change as the season gets closer, but right now, this is who I have. Number 5, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. With that defense, Carson Wentz coming back strong, hopefully no injuries, a stronger wide receiver core. This should be a very dangerous Eagles team. Number 4, the Seattle Seahawks. With Russell Wilson, there's always a chance. You always have to have this team in your top 10, top 5. Russell Wilson, one of the better quarterbacks in the National Football League. Number 3, we have the San Francisco 49ers, a team with an excellent defense, a team with an excellent running game. It's now on Jimmy Garoppolo to make some strides, to do things that he has to do to make this team better. Deebo Samuel going down is going to hurt this team. You may think about it, Antonio Brown. I understand the off-the-field troubles, etc., but you're here to win football games. Football is not a game for saints. It's not a game where it's going to be for choir boys. The 49ers need playmakers. So you can only get so much out of your tight end. You've got to get some playmakers on the outside. And I feel like the 49ers, even with that struggle at wide receiver to this point, is still the better teams in the National Football League. At number 2, I have very easily the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson. You have that running game. You have those receivers. You have that defense. You have that crowd. You have that just complete energy of the Baltimore Ravens, who a team that I think with some more experience could get to an AFC Championship game. Now, number 1 was hard for me, but I'm just going to have to go chalk on this one. And I'm just going to have to go the Kansas City Chiefs and the New Orleans Saints. And I go those 2 teams because those teams are, to me, the best teams in the league right now. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You look at both teams, both quarterbacks, the receivers, the defenses have improved. This is going to be a clash when we get down to the Super Bowl. If we have a Super Bowl, but it's going to be a clash because these 2 teams are the better teams that I've seen in a long time. And if you're going to contend with these teams, you better bring your A game. Now, transitioning from what I just said about the New Orleans Saints and the Kansas City Chiefs. Last year, we had Patrick Mahomes win the MVP. This year, ladies and gentlemen, I have Drew Brees winning the MVP. Peyton Manning had 5,477 yards in 2013 for a single-season passing record. I have Drew Brees going over that. Why? Because when you have the receivers he has, when you have just the dynamics at that position, you have a dynamic running game and a guy who I believe is going to be very, very underrated coming into the season, Maurice Harris, a former Washington Redskin. I believe that with Drew Brees, he'll get that attention that he truly deserves as a receiver. So, in my opinion, I think that Drew Brees is going to just completely dominate the NFL this year. And it's going to be hell to pay for a lot of teams who think that the 40-plus-year-old has lost a step, when I think that he's going to bring the pain to a lot of teams. So shout out to the Saints. Hopefully my predictions come true for you. Next, we have my predictions for the MLB World Series. Very simple. I've been doing this for like the last 2 or 3 years. I want Yankees. I want Dodgers. Plain and simple. Yankees, Dodgers, that's what I want. They both have the bats. They both have the pitching. That's what America really wants. The Nationals did it last year. It was a great story. The Astros, with their success, even though they've had the cheating scandals, great stories. However, we want Dodgers. We want Yankees. So let's get that this year in Major League Baseball. Give us Dodgers, Yankees, and that'll be my prediction. Big home runs, big strikeouts, big drama, big theater. That's what the MLB really needs.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Book It or Shut It.
Number one topic. Will Bubba Wallace become a star in NASCAR? I shut it. He's gotten no wins. Not really much to say. All the other stuff, great. But however, you got no wins. I can't call you a star yet. Sorry. Number two, we have the NHL. Will it get high ratings? I booked that. I think the NHL playoffs always brings high ratings. Playoff hockey is the best hockey you can ever have. I book it. And number three, we have the Jets. Should they trade Jamal Adams? I definitely say, I say shut it because of the fact that why? Unless you can get 2 first-rounders, don't do it. That's just my opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the first episode of the No BS Sports Zone here for Robb Johnson Media. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I get to the point quick. I don't give you a whole lot of fluff. But before I go, let me just let you guys know. If you're going to drink anything, make sure you drink Diet Pepsi. Diet Pepsi, all the flavors without the sugar. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time on the No BS Sports Zone here on Robb Johnson Media.